Hello, I'm Irene Masiello. I'm a certified holistic counselor, a stress management consultant, and an adult educator. And I'm also author of Paradise Course, A Victim's Daughter Fights Back Against Elder Abuse, afterword by Bennett Blum, MD. My book became a necessity as a coping mechanism to deal with my complete and total ignorance on the subject of elder abuse. And unfortunately, like so many people in America today, I learned the hard way by having my family be a victim of elder abuse and exploitation. And I knew nothing about it, and therefore I had little or no skill in handling the subject matter, the ramifications to my parents' lives, the ramification to my own life. So it was on-the-job training, and it was very tough, very exasperating, and inevitably it was tragic. In 1999, my mother passed away. My father was suffering from Alzheimer's, and by 1999 he had severe Alzheimer's. And like many American families, and I'm sure the audience will relate, we were a dysfunctional family in that the proper coping mechanisms of how to deal with one another was not really in place. I grew tremendously because my younger sibling had passed away, and as probably audience members can relate to, he was a victim of the Vietnam War. So he passed away when he was 35, leaving me the solo survivor in a family with old world parents. And in my particular case, when my parents, my father in particular, is an Italian man, when he lost his son, it's a patriarchal family dynamic. So when my mother passed away, I was left, as many people across the country are going to be left, with some ugly details to tidy up, such as realizing that someone who has Alzheimer's, with the stigma being on any type of diminishing capacity, mental illness, or so, such things like that. I was compelled, I had to, because of a moral and ethical obligation, to take my dad's car keys. And of course, since he was suffering from severe Alzheimer's, he did not understand, due to diminished capacity, what the ramifications were of him continuing to drive. And we hear about this all the time in the media, where a senior citizen loses control of their vehicle. Sometimes people are killed. My father had had a car accident in front of a school where he rear-ended someone, and I was very fearful that because it was a school and because he drove past there often, that it might be the school bus. It's pretty common knowledge, I think, to anybody that's reasonably intelligent, that as our parents age, the roles do reverse, and we become parents to our parents. And depending on our relationship with our parents, sometimes that can be an easy transition, or sometimes it can be a very difficult one. And what's really important for people to understand is that if you've had difficult parents most of your life, they're going to get more difficult, because age and illness does not make anyone easier to get along with. And it's very difficult to put the past behind us and realize that we are now the caregiver, and all that other stuff that we have in our dysfunctional families and our less than perfect relationships has to be left on the sideline, and we have to live in the immediate moment and become a caregiver. And I think most people believe that the time to intervene with our parents is when their capacity decreases to the point where they're unable to take care of their basic hygiene needs, when they can no longer drive a vehicle safely, when they are unable to take care of their financial issues, and there are lots of red flags along the way. And the book, Paradise Course, has lists and lists of red flags about what it is we need to watch.